All right, so you chose the single arm barbell row. We like to do these in a landmine, as you can see back there. It's not hooked up right, but you know how to use a landmine. Now, a couple key things. Number one, notice how we have a small plate on here. That gives you more range of motion. If you use the bigger plate like this, when you pull the bar up, it'll hit your chest before you can really get your elbows back. So we like to use smaller plates first of all. Now, you're going to play with your foot stance until you feel comfortable. Basically what we're doing is you're driving your elbow. And actually Brett has a perfect angle right now. He's driving his elbow straight up and he's really focused on his lats. Step back a little bit, Brett, and kind of curl it with your arm. Yeah. So a lot of people will do this. They just turn it into a bicep exercise.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward because he knows how to do it right. But I do see a lot of people standing back too far and they're essentially curling it. Now go back to your normal position. So see the difference? See how he's driving his elbow now? And you can just see this all working. Boom, right there. That's perfect. So play around with your foot stance and make sure you get this right. Okay, a couple more key tips here. Notice where Brett's putting his hand. It's on this side, it's not on this side. And then the way he was doing it before, like watch now, he's bracing himself with his hand right here. Some people do them this way. Some people put a bench right here. Like this is another option too, just for bracing. You can do it either way, whatever feels best. But what I don't want you to do is not brace on anything and turn it into like a waist exercise. So either put your opposite hand on your leg or brace it on something like this so you're not worried about your waist so much as you're driving your elbow up and squeezing. Sets and reps on this, really basic. Make sure you get warmed up right. Make sure you really establish that mind-muscle connection. And then once you do get it established, you work your way up and get about 3 sets of 8 to 10. Now, it's okay to go really close to failure in all 3 of the sets. You know, with your back, true failure is kind of hard to say what it is because you can do half reps. You know, so if you're doing a row, for example, you can get real sloppy and you can just do half reps. But what I prefer you do is do as many full reps as you can and then stop. So it's failure with complete full range of motion reps. That's really what I'm looking for in this first exercise. Because remember, the goal of this first exercise is to establish mind-muscle connection and blood flow. So that I want to be full range of motion. One other thing, I get a lot of questions about wrist straps and should you use them or not use them. I like to not use them until I'm doing my really hard sets. So I actually feel like there's something to just gripping the bar with your hand and squeezing your lat. But there eventually gets a point to where the weight's so heavy, you don't want your forearms to give out. You don't want your grip to give out. You're trying to train your back, not your grips or your grip. So I do use straps, but I typically only use it on the last set or two. And that's pretty much it. So just don't use it all the time. Just save it for when you really need it. And the side effect of that is I actually saw some improvement in my forearms over the years when I started using straps less. And I didn't see any issues with my back because again, on the real heavy stuff, I still used them.